A very warm welcome to all of you to the Sentinels Newsmakers, the special series wherein we speak to key voices from the region. And my guest today is Assam's top cop, Bhaskar Jyoti Mahanta. He is the Director General of Police of Assam. Welcome to Sentinels Newsmakers. So, of course, thank you so much at the very outset for making time for us. Extremely busy schedule for you. I'm sure it's been literally 24/7 past few days and many more such days, I'm sure. So tell us how, with so many people coming in, there's a lot of concern amongst everybody. Of course, the numbers are increasingly going up as far as the COVID positive numbers are concerned. What is the plan? How is everything being taken care of? And is there anything for the people of this state to get worried about?
Well, we in Assam Police have started it pretty early.
Right.
In fact, right in the beginning when things began happening in China, there were 3 fellows out here in Assam. In February only we detected them in Guwahati. Two from Wuhan and 1 from Shanghai.
Okay.
They were detected in Guwahati way back in February, and we have written to the government that Wuhan is in bad shape.
Right.
So we must do something about these people, and they were quarantined immediately.
Yes.
So this was right in the beginning, and immediately thereafter, we constituted our core team, and we perhaps saw it coming actually.
Okay.
And then we chalked out a series of plans of action, and we had put them into action in terms of implementing them on the ground.
Right.
And we've been pretty much at least successful in doing what we set out to do.
Right.
So that's how right in the beginning the lockdown was pretty strict, and Assam Police has left no stone unturned to enforce the lockdown rather strictly.
Yes.
I would say.
Yes, and you people drew some flag as well at the.
We drew a lot of flags, but then
Yes.
it's like caring for your own family. It's like caring for your own family, and if some of your family members are not doing too well for his or her own protection, and then you do show a bit of an anger and that kind, but then it's not to harass them, it's not to do any harm to them. But then at the same time, when we found entire destitutes were at sea, like they didn't know what to do, whole lot of people were not getting to eat, and that kind of situation began occurring, and so we started, extending our helping hand in different various forms all over the state of Assam. I think we are a precursor in ensuring help to the needy. And when it went on and on and on.
Yes,
right?
you all have done a lot. Yes.
So coming back to the precise question that you were asking now, yes, the challenge is far too heavy. Actually, with entire people coming over to Assam from all over the country, first there are 3 stages of people coming in. Number 1, the intrastate movement of people locked down in some of the other place from within Assam.
Yes.
We first facilitated their kind of movement within Assam itself, not a hiccup, not a problem at all. We ensured very safe return to their respective places without a problem. Then people from nearby states, which are green states, like all the northeastern states. Whole lot of people were in different parts of northeast India, and facilitated their movement, and that also had gone pretty smoothly without a problem. But the actual challenge came when people began coming in trains and in buses in their own arrangement,
which is now in the past few days.
Which has been on right now.
Yes.
This is a huge challenge. Actually, whole lot of people are now coming in from places like Maharashtra, different places, Kochi, and Delhi, and whole lot of red zones.
Absolutely. Yes.
And there's some of them turned out to be carriers of the virus, and So and you just can't do without getting them here. And we put up a very systematic arrangements out here in the interstate state gate at Srirampur. I myself visited those places.
Yes.
And gave a boost to the morale of the forces out there, because our guys are definitely at the front line. They are the ones who are getting to talk to the people coming from outside. So I have arranged for PPE kits in collaboration with my colleagues, and not only PPE kits, the entire lot of
masks, gloves,
safety,
everything else. Yes.
equipments we have distributed in abundant numbers to our
Right.
people, and not only that, we have taught them. So concern about the safety and protection of our own policemen is a very serious priority, because they've been showing no sign of fatigue at all till now. But then you remember CAA agitation.
Yes.
Those days onwards till today, they've been continuously non-stop at work.
Yes.
And very serious kind of challenges all throughout.
Right.
And they have been standing up to it. I'm very proud of our boys.
Absolutely.
And the VDPs, Village Defense Parties, the villagers, the headmen, and of course in complementing the efforts of the health staff, we've been trying to help them all the way.
Right.
And so even in railway stations, when they deboard from different trains, there are different points at where the police personnel
Yes.
come in direct contact with the suspect people. And then even in quarantine zones, there are different kinds of quarantine zones. Initially 5 numbers. Now various quarantine centers have been set up all over. There also our people are coming in contact with these people, and that's why and they are doing a very fine job to the satisfaction of all and sundry. However, challenge is too big, and it is now getting streamlined, all right. But the sheer magnitude of the challenge is such that we need to really keep our cool. We need to really keep protecting our people. We need to keep their morale high.
Yes.
And that's our challenge.
And I think as the boss, you are also doing a commendable job, because you have to ensure everything, their safety, security, health wise, because compared to a car agitation, this is a totally different phenomenon altogether. It's a health emergency, and it's dangerous for everybody, because everyone out there, including your entire force, including you who have been out there in the front line, literally 24/7. I mean, you all are also human beings. So, and keeping your entire team motivated, that's a lot at hand, while ensuring the security, safety, and also the whole of the law and order situation of the state as well. So, what is the health of the state when we talk about it in terms of law and order?
We are good. The crime rate has definitely come down a great deal thanks to the night curfew that we've been having. Most probably the crime against property has gone down. Cybercrime has taken a little bit of a upshot, in the recent times, and crime against property has gone down definitely. And there are a lot of depressions in different sectors, I find. Though not too many cases of domestic violence has come in to our eyes as such to be worried about, but then there are some serious cases of violences within the family as well. In fact, in recent instance in Bongaigaon, the father had killed his son. Yesterday in Dibrugarh, the father has killed the wife and the son. Shot them dead. 2 of them. Yesterday it has happened. So it could be for whatever reason, but then the domestic violence need to be kept an eye on.
Right.
And we are more bothered about the post-lockdown scenario. So we are trying to do a predictive analysis of the fallout of the lockdown on the crime, impact of crime, on the crime situation in Assam. Then we are doing a lot of surveys in the villages, then what kind of people are now coming back. Now everybody is being accounted for, we are keeping track of people who've been coming back, and they may be people who would be facing loss of jobs and
Yes.
facing unemployment, bit of a hunger and stuff like that, and accordingly the crime spurt can be expected.
Okay.
So therefore we are keeping a special eye on it, and we are readying our personnel to gear themselves, and we have chalked out police station wise law and order and crime
Okay.
prevention plans.
Alright, so these are the exit plan as far as the Assam Police is concerned post the lockdown. So gearing up and putting strategies in place. Also, how the night curfew is on, so how has the compliance been so far?
Night curfew, pretty good compliance. I mean, people have been very good.
Mhm.
I would say I must thank the people of Assam. They are responding to our request to.
Yeah.
They are not getting out at all at
Right.
night, and it's very heartening to. But in daytime, yes. But then whole lot of sectors have been given exemptions. You can open shops, you can open restaurants. Of course, for takeaways, etc., you can open these, you open that. So as a result, people will come out. Now 100% attendance in the offices, etc., are also being ordered. So accordingly, it is only natural that people will come out to the offices and they will carry on with their daily lives. So the act of social distancing, ensuring it, physically enforcing it, has become a big challenge. But then we've been appealing now, depending upon the nature of the lockdown and the exemptions thereof, Assam Police is also reshaping its role. Right in the beginning, it was no nonsense at all,
Yes.
as far as the lockdown was concerned.
Right.
Number two phases, there were some exemptions given to give a boost to the economy and stuff like, flood control measures, and the flood
Yes.
situation is around the corner.
Yes.
So we had to play a role in order to facilitate these exempted categories like the farming sector, the agricultural sector.
Right.
Our people were given issued an order to help these categories out rather than putting a block in their efforts. The vegetable vendors, small time vendors, etc. But then ensuring social distance thereof. So that part, second part, we are okay. In the third part, we have stopped feeding people. I have issued an order that no more feeding of destitute and poor people, because whole lot of exemptions are given.
Right.
So, but then carry on with 2-3 important helping activities that police have been undertaking. Number one, senior citizens category. Any problem anybody is facing, we have got helpline desk, and our helpline desk have been very efficient and have been trained properly. And anybody facing any medical issues or shortage of medicines, etc., that will carry on helping the senior citizens.
Right.
Number two, mental health helpline. That's been going on. 6 helpline numbers have been set up in the ages of Assam Police for people to be receiving telecounseling in case of depression.
Right.
So far about 800 calls have been received from different parts of this country, I would say, people based out of Assam, but from Assam. They've been also calling these people. They're facing depressions and all kinds of problems. They've been calling, and professionally psychiatrists and psychiatric counselors, very competent bunch we have tied up with GMC. And then we are also trying to cater to the requirements of the kids, the children.
Right.
How they are coping with life during the lockdown and stuff like that. I took a webinar. I addressed about 75 children spread all over the state of Assam who are in need of care and protection, and some of them are also perhaps in conflict with law kinds. And these kids were being very nice. They wanted to ask me a lot of questions and I answered them, and we had a pretty good time. So at this moment, the lockdown is practically only limited to night, except for some things.
Yes.
So ensuring social distancing onus now has been put on the owner of the shop, or the head of the office, or whoever is initiating an activity.
Right.
Now police is not going around after the common citizens as such during the latest phase of lockdown. Police is now taking photographs wherever there is a deviation of social distancing norms. We are taking photographs and we are taking action against the person who has been kept responsible for ensuring social distance. So action is against the shop owner. We are closing their shops. In our offices, we are taking up cases against head of the office if they are not following these norms.
Yes.
And religious congregation, etc., we are interfacing with different religious groups, social groups. We are requesting them, and by and large, I must say, we are thankful to all these groups, and they are following our requests.
Right. So in a way, Assam Police is totally reinventing itself as they go on a day-to-day basis, handling this huge task at hand. So also would want to know from you two quick queries. One, how are you keeping your team motivated?
I've been lucky.
Yeah.
We've got a fantastic team. The core team itself, they're very capable lot, very motivated and committed to the job that has been given to them. And they're kind of enjoying the accolades they are receiving from the people in general, and because this is almost historic. Assam Police has been receiving wonderful support and love from the people, unadulterated love, I would say, because of the kind of way it's been approaching the problems and trying to solve problems. And this, they have never faced it before. I am so very grateful to the people of Assam that they are showing so much of love towards us, and that makes us feel a little more responsible, more committed. That's what is the problem, and that's what drives us to do it more. Even the constabulary, I find them, they're so very motivated. They are going out of their way to help people. In fact, in their personal capacity as well, whole lot of police women and men, like both categories have been really going out of their way. They've got the vibe, like what is exactly wanted. And I think I've been trying to communicate in a manner that they understand what is required, by way of issuing video messages, by way of doing continuous video conferences with the officers. And I've been going around a great deal all over the state of Assam.
Yes, you all have been traveling. Yes, of course, doing that. We've all seen all of those visuals and your tweets and all. Everybody's been following. Also, the pressure with your kind of team that you have in place. How are all of you coping up with the pressure? And I'm sure the workforce must be limited, and the task at hand is pretty large. So how are you maintaining that balance?
That's a real challenge. I was in fact yesterday mulling over the idea of, giving rest to part of my workforce, so that they get to give their better capabilities.
Yes. But can you afford to do that?
I was wondering, yesterday I was doing the workout. I tasked some of my officers to work it out district-wise. But today suddenly, number of quarantine centers are increasing.
Right.
Number of people coming in is increasing, and a movement of VIPs are also increasing, and all industries are opening, crimes have begun happening, and so suddenly this district says that I want one company, another district says he wants another company, additional forces. So they are asking for more rather than reduction, so reducing the numbers. So tough job.
Yes.
We're going to get going like this only. There's not a way.
Yes, but commendable job all of you are doing. So finally, before we close, would like to know from you your fitness regime, the secret behind your fitness, because we've seen each one of you literally 24/7, and like we just mentioned at the beginning of the show, since the car movement happened, since then it has been just a roller coaster thing for you guys, and you've all been all over the place non-stop. So
service, a sense of service. It's so gratifying to see my people at 2:30 at night in the railway stations. They are fit as a fiddle and doing the thing. Only that they are wearing the PPE kits. Some of the guys, and they can't open it and they can't reply the call of nature, and that kind of problems are happening. So in different places, even the lady police people, they are being so very good and responsive. Basically, it's just the sense of service in a crisis situation that motivates, and the love that's being given by the people, that is very motivating. And the team that has been built up, the Team Assam, that is working. The Honorable Chief Minister himself has been so very active. Honorable Health Minister has been all over, and he is really leading from the front and facing all the risk himself and seeing us all. The junior staff also they've been also the nodal officer is from additional DG Law and Order has been made the nodal officer for movement of and ensuring safe and proper movement of people from other states. So all these officers, because of the responsibility reposed upon them, faith that is reposed upon them, that makes you feel kind of responsible. And most of our guys do their bit of exercise and take care of themselves. I'm focusing a great deal of attention on personal safety of police personnel and been harping that point time and again. And God help us. We'll try our best to get over it properly.
Of course. And finally, your message to the people of the state at this juncture.
Kindly be very alert and careful about wearing a mask. You must wear a mask, come what may, though it is boring at times, it's very difficult. I find it very difficult myself at times. N95 mask, is a little irritating at times, but then you cannot afford not to wear a mask at this kind of a situation. Number 2, social distancing. Why you got to remain at least 2 gauge away from each other is basically because the virus can travel a distance, and you should be away from that particular distance. That's why 1 meter distance is something very important. Washing the hands continuously. These are the basic bare minimum care that need to be taken. Cleaning up yourself after you come back home, if you are out on duties and stuff like that. The basic care, if people take it, then perhaps we remain much safer than not taking care about ourselves. So, and at the same time, you got to keep your balance. It's very likely that a lot of losses will take place in personal front, in economic front, and stuff like that. But one mustn't get have too much hassled. One must try and cope with it, So, be bold, keep fighting, and have a very solid fighting spirit. And together, I'm sure we can.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining me on Newsmakers today. And viewers, thank you so much for joining me on the show.